Like the last number that I looked at, it was like 7,000 people. Oh my God. 7,000 is the last number that I saw. Well, it's 10 and a half this morning. Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts. But you know what? It's fine. It's fine. I hope y'all are listening to the demise of the Lakers because them dudes ain't much better. Matter of fact, we're a way better team than they are. You will see. That's one game last night where the plus minus doesn't translate to Kaminga. You know what I'm saying? Personally, I think Kaminga should be starting, but that's just me. Last night, he probably should have started, you know, but I like the Chris Paul stuff. I like what he's done, but I feel like I feel like crowbarring him into certain situations is is resulting into L's. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he's a positive and all of that stuff, but I don't like it, bro. I really don't like it. I really don't like it. It's just making the situation worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. I don't like it at all. It's just a bad, bad, bad scenario. Just a bad scenario. Forget like Wiggins breaking out, man. He should have broke out and won the game. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, you know, maybe he could have played that differently, right? Like maybe if Wiggins, like, it's a three that he's taking, right? So maybe you attack, the right shoulder instead, right? So if you know that, he has to turn around, maybe you attack that right shoulder, you know? It's little things like that. It's the small details like that. But fuck, bro, like, that's a hell of a shot, man. Like, what can you say about that, you know? There's 1 second on the clock. Dude turns around and hits the shot. You know what I'm saying? He's like right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe you should have fouled. Nah, I'm not blaming him. I'm just saying more like, you know, like this is like a game of inches, right? Maybe the extra advantage would have been attacking that right shoulder. But like I can't say anything about that. That's a tightly contested shot, you know.
I don't think that's why we lost the game, though. I'll be real. That's
No,
not
no,
why
no,
we.
no, no, no. I mean, we could have won in overtime, right? Like absolutely, but the shots that Clay was tossing up in
Mm.
OT, bro, like it was just nasty, bro. It's just disgusting, disgusting stuff.
Who had the worst plus minus on the team last night? Kaminga, -18, I think. The reason why Urkel, I think Kaminga was a bit poor defensively is because in that run he was gambling with SGA. Outside of that, I thought he was good, very good actually. But like that third quarter where they made the little run, that's what I was talking about his defense.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I agree.
I see
Anyways,
people do some stuff last night, like some nasty stuff with you
what
know,
with Kaminga?
no, with Clay plus minuses. I mean, bro, like
Oh yeah, I saw that too. Forget them. These men are trying to say I apply plus minuses because if he's a positive, that means he played well. Sometimes single game plus minus can lie to people, innit?
no, no, no. It can 100% lie, man.
It lies.
It can 100% lie. And I get like he does spacing stuff, but here's the thing. He's primarily on the court with Steph. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it just doesn't make any sense to me. But I mean, I don't think he played well last night because, bro, like it it's almost like the Jordan thing with him now, right? Where he's on ball. And I had this thing with Jordan last year where anytime he was point of attack, I'm like, ah shit, he's about to get burned. Ah shit, he's about to get burned. Oh fuck.
Those those cringe
And
moments where you just cringe, where
no, no,
like
no.
you're
It's
scared.
and it's not happening like while he's getting burned. You know what I'm saying? I'm just watching him. So I'm anticipating him going into a point of attack guarding position. You know what I'm saying? And say like they're switching, right? And say they're doing like a double drag or something. And I'm seeing that Clay is up next in line
Mm.
to switch. When I'm seeing a situation like that, I'm like, fuck. Right? Like it's to that point now, right? And if if I have that perception of you that you are about to be point of attack, right? Usually in the past, right, when he's point of attack and it's like he's getting hunted like that, I'm like, all right, cool. He's fine. You know what I'm saying? Like before, what used to happen with the Warriors is that it would be switch, 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 and they would hunt, hunt, hunt. So they would probably hunt Steph because Steph is like the smallest guy on the court, right? It's not really an advantage with Steph because one, he's actually pretty good point of attack, and then two, you have to get by him, and then you know, four dudes have one leg in the paint. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's not really a good possession, right? So it's not even really advantageous to to hunt stuff like that. To be perfectly honest, like that's what used to happen in the past, right? So you 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 get to that, but now, bro, like you got CP, you got Steph, right, and you have Clay. Those are the three guards. So guards are the ones usually hunt like in a switch everything offense, or right. So you do that, and it's like shit. Now we're at Clay Thompson, and I'm telling you, bro, I am cringing with Clay Thompson now, man. You know, I am cringing with I am just cringing with Clay Thompson. And outside of the shooting, like people will point to the shooting, but that's what I'm looking at. I don't even care about the shooting. Although he does this thing where he takes the craziest shots, man. He takes the craziest shots.
They're the most ugly. Like, do you know when he's stationary and a guy's right up in his chest? But do you know, like some of the do you know the game against OKC where he shot crazy? Those were horrible shots, but like at that time, people could just live with him because he was playing elite defense.
Yeah.
And overtime yesterday, a guy's all up in his airspace. The guy's not set properly, and he's just launching over him, and he's barely grazing rim. Those are the type of shots that I just hate. And first, I thought Clay was solid for like most of the game. It's when he started doing the dumb shit. Like he started to turn it over. Then he was on a fast break and he decides to stop. Instead of going for the two, he decides to pull up for three, break.
Mhm.
Then it goes from bad to worse. He looks off Steph. Steph gets pissed and he goes up and does some fuck shit again. That's the type of shit that I don't like, bro.
Yeah, man. I mean, it it's kind of wild, dog. It's
Uncle, Uncle, are you at that point? You're not at that point. I don't think you're saying trade, but be real. Are you willing to pay him what he wants? Not what he wants, even $25 to $28 million. Where I can't guarantee and say I'm. If you're in my opinion, if you're paying someone more than another person, you're saying he's better than them. I don't think he's better than Wiggins and Draymond. I think if he's gonna get paid by us, he should be making around that money or less. Simple.
the
I don't
Warriors
want to be
offering him 2 years, $18 million, right?
exactly. That's what I'm
That's
on.
what I heard. That's what I heard. I heard it's like 2 years, 18. But I'm
Do you
gonna
think
be honest with
is
you,
that
like,
disrespectful?
um, kind of. I think so, based
Based
on
on based on
yeah. So based on like what he was last year, especially in the regular season, you know, because here's the thing: a lot of guys are bad in the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But you know, a guy that
okay.
averaged 20, 300 threes, right? And he kind of did his thing as the year went on. You know what I'm saying? Like he played well. So I am surprised that they're offering him that. But you know, the thing about negotiations and all of this stuff is that teams have more access to information than we do, right? So when I say have access to more information, they they do really technical stuff, right? So they have access to the train,
Analytics and all of that stuff.
right? Yes. So like in football, like guys wear like the vests and all of that stuff,
Yeah,
right?
to track data and all of that stuff. Track
Yes.
your
So
progress.
they have that stuff that they're tracking, right? So they're there tracking the movement, miles ran, all of that stuff. So they can track output like that. So while we are seeing certain things on the court, and yeah, he's making shots and he's doing this and he's doing that, I my my only thing that I'm thinking is that they have like access to, a lot of this proprietary data that they have on these guys, and they're tracking him and they're
Yo,
looking at him and they're like, it is really tough that we're about to pay this guy what we're gonna pay him, right? So, and
Cool.
then
Let me
we
say
have
something.
the
Let me say something. Do you know
hold up,
Isaiah?
let me make
Okay.
this.
Oh yeah, my
So
bad. My bad.
so he they have this information, right? And I think they're looking at this information and they're saying, if he looks like this, right? Going forward, I don't see how we can pay him XYZ, especially when they have the second apron looming, right? So I think they're just playing hardball, hardball, hardball. You know what I think they should do? I think they should have him hit the market. You know what I'm saying? Have him hit the market because I I I think they'll be very hard, or a team will be very hard pressed if they if they pay him what they're going to pay him. You know what I'm saying? And this is not me trying to be optimistic, but because there's a lot of signs that I see here that these teams are good. But sometimes, bro, you like the coach is doing dumb shit, and you there's like a air of negativity around the team, and you just like dumb shit like last night happens. You know what I'm saying?
But
But
cool. Oh yeah, go on, bro. My bad.
no, you're fine. Go ahead.
No, but okay, cool. So, what I think that's risky what you're saying because I think okay. Are you saying, just to preface it? Are you saying regardless of the chip, or if we win or we don't win, you're gonna let him hit the open market? Because I'm under the impression that if we don't win, you wouldn't pay him anyways.
Listen, um, the smart thing to do is to trade him, right? But if you trade him, I feel like that's like a chemistry thing, right? So if you see them trade him, I think the team is telling you, we don't think we can contend with this current squad, right? So we're just going to cut our losses and just go ahead. But the thing is that, Steph is still giving you A1 production. You understand what I'm saying? He's giving you A1 production. Like the production that he's giving you is of Steph Curry, of a 26-year-old Steph. You know what I'm saying? So what do you do then? Yeah, right? So
Yeah.
and at the same time, the coach is doing nonsense, bro. Like he's doing nonsense. And if it's one thing about Kerr, and Ricky G kind of said it last night, I think the demise of him is that he he sides with the vet players too much. You know what I'm saying? Because I think this is where the friction comes in, right? So say a guy is emerging, right? And say a guy is good. And say a guy should play over another guy. He's not going to do the cutthroat thing. He's just sticking with his guys, the guys he has relationship with, the vets and all of that. Have you noticed how much more you see Looney taking chances now? Do you know why Looney is doing that? Because he knows that TJD is on his ass, bro. A rookie is on his ass, right? And
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not like TJD is just bro. TJD is probably doing everything that Looney is doing. I'm talking about from a switching standpoint, from a rebounding standpoint, and he's even doing things probably better than Looney is doing in terms of anchoring the team, right? So that's where it gets kind of tricky, right? Because last year Looney didn't have a threat. This is, bro. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. This is the biggest threat that Looney has ever had
Yeah.
in TJD, right? So the fan base knows it. They're hearing it, and you know, I think they're going to have to make a move sooner or later.
What do
I
you
am
mean
not
move?
saying that TJD is the end all be all and he's a solution to all our problems. But you see that Looney thing, right? And when he's on the court and he's doing all of this stuff and he's positive, right? Don't think the players don't know that. Don't think the coaches don't know that. But
What do you mean make a move? Trade?
no, 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 not even a trade, but to
No, a lineup change. A lineup change.
yeah,
Okay.
like a lineup change. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, I've noticed Looney like the
Mhm.
last couple of games, bro, and now he's taking more chances, right, bro? I'm not even coming down on Looney. I love Looney, but there is definitely competition there, bro. There's
Also, what
definitely
can
competition.
we mention something about Steve Kerr's hypocrisy a little bit? Because I'm not a guy that usually rags on him, but the fact that he could come in as a first year head coach and upset the apple cart and bench Iggy for a third year inconsistent play in Harrison Barnes, but he's unwilling to do that for any other young players since, including Kaminga, who was in his third season. Harrison Barnes was 21 when Steve Kerr first came in, same with just Kaminga right now. And the faith that he put in HB played him through rough stretches, all of that, and he benched Iggy. I think he's a hypocrite, and that should expose him as well.
Let me
Because
ask you this thing right here, right? So when they say, when people are saying that, right? Like Kaminga's playing well, this, that, and the other, right? And you hear them say, "Well, well, you know what? Kaminga should like he did this the last game, right? Who do you think Kaminga should, start ahead of? Do you think it should be Chris Paul? Do you think it should be Klay Thompson? Do you think it should be Andrew Wiggins? Which one of those?
in my personal opinion, like I think if just just me, the way I've seen Steph play, I think he could play with Steph, Wiggins, Kaminga, fucking who else? Not okay, Saric and a Looney Draymond. That's what I think it work because Saric could be the pop type guy, Kaminga could be the roll threat, Wiggins can space if he's gonna shoot like he did last night. I think that could work because you got athletes you can defend, you can run out in transition, and Steph's gonna create all the havoc you need for you
Bro,
to
we
get
have
these.
two athletes on the court, right? And they're probably two of the best athletes in the league. And we are thoroughly lacking athleticism. And we are trying to do some bullshit that is not working because one, the guys are lesser athletes and the execution is piss poor, right? You can get away with it, but fuck, dog, like, and Tony, that 5 point Looney swing last night, bro, that was absolutely fucking deadly. That's the type of thing that I'm talking about, right? So yeah, he sets a good screen or whatever, but how the fuck can you just miss that layup? That's the shit that I'm talking about, bro.
That's the one where SGA made the three straight
Oh
after.
my fucking god, bro!
I remember
Like
that one.
you want to talk about losing games, bro? Like that's bro. So Steph is a different man than me, right? Because if I'm creating advantages like that and dudes constantly don't finish that, bro, me personally and how I am, like my personality, y'all hear how I just explode on the drop of a dime, dog. Like, I don't know that I could fucking control myself in a situation like that. Because the reason why you hear bursts of anger from me is because I'm looking at it like you create a fucking advantage for these fucking dudes, and no one, Draymond, Clay Thompson, Kevon Looney, none of them can finish these advantages. Why? Because they are fucking piss poor athletes. You know what I'm
But but
saying?
but years upon years upon years, we've been seeing this, and because they could defend or something like that, we've just had to put up with it. We put up with like you yourself has put up with Looney, even though you know he's got some limitations. You be like, no one's been able to beat out Kevon Looney. There's been years where everyone's saying we need a big, we need a big, we need a big, but Kevon Looney ends up staying in there. I personally believe it's because we don't bring in the right people to compete with him, and this is probably the first time that's ever happened. We always enabled ourselves to say we can't replace
But
Clay,
let
we
me
can't
tell you
replace
something.
Clay.
Kevon Looney does some great things, right?
Yeah,
Rebounds the ball super, super well, right? He rebounds the ball at a crazy ass rate. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's a good thing, right? Like he knows where to be and he can make decisions out of the short roll, right? That's why he's there, bro. But you see when you have an advantage and you're you're 6'9", 6'10", and you fucking can't finish, dog, you can't finish. And he wonders why, like every year he goes in there and he gets hosed on the negotiation from his standpoint, bro. He's making exactly what he should be making. You know what I'm saying? He's making exactly what he should be making.
The fan base thought he was underpaid when he got
Underpaid,
re-signed.
underpaid my ass. No, he's getting paid
Yeah,
exactly. For one, he's a big, and two, like there's some limitations there with them. You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
There's
at the end of the
Eric, I have a question for you
yeah.
because is it possible that Andrew Wiggins can play the 2 or the 4 and not just the 3? Because if he could play the 2 or the 4, that would give us some lineup versatility, and you can insert Kuminga at the 3. Then you could put well, actually, this is what I was thinking. So you could do like a Steph, Clay,
Kevin, I'm gonna be
Kuminga,
honest with you.
Wiggins,
Every
that type of
line
lineup.
suggestion that you're about to suggest is probably going to make sense. But the frustrating part about it is that we are in politics mode right now. You know what I'm saying? So anything that you're about to suggest probably won't work, right?
what? Yo,
It,
why do you think that Kuminga got a start last game and he got benched the next game? What's the reasoning behind that?
because that's all politics, bro. It's all politics, right? And I don't even think the problem is like Kuminga starting or not starting. That kind of doesn't matter. It's really the closing lineup that's the issue, right? And 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 they're putting like an extra playmaker out there with Steph, right? And the
Why
CP3,
can't Moody close? I know the CP3 is the veteran. He's making the $30 million.
here
But
here's
why
a,
can't Moody close in his spot instead of CP?
I don't even think it's that thing, bro. Bro, there is a Klay Thompson problem, a Klay Thompson CP problem, right? Where defensively, it's just not going to work. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, it's a CP3 Clay Looney issue. You see the other two guys, Wiggins and Steph, they're they cannot not be out there, right? Right. So we have a defensive problem right there. So Looney wouldn't be out there. It would be Draymond Green, right? But I don't think we need CP out there necessarily, right? I get the playmaking stuff and all of that, but now it's coming down to politics. You know what I'm saying? And that is the shit that annoys me. So Andy Liu had a tweet last night, and Andy Liu is like, "This is why I didn't want him on the team, because we run into this political vet issue." You know what I'm saying? He has to play because he's a vet, right? And bro, like that's the type of shit that is losing us games.
Cool. So I'm not trying to say that I predicted this, but I didn't. I remember when we made the trade, and I know we made the right choice. I'm not. Don't get me wrong. He provides so much value in terms of plus minus, leading second unit, exactly what we need. My only drawback at the time was I was thinking Steve Kerr is gonna bow down to pressure to play this guy in closing
Bro,
lineup.
it's a fucking
doesn't
pain in
start.
the ass, dog. The thing that you're describing right now, it's a pain in the fucking ass, bro.
See what I'm
Like,
saying?
yeah, so the fact that I'm here thinking like shit, bro, we kind of have to play him. You know what I'm saying? That is so annoying, right? It's super annoying. It is super annoying, bro.
Because I'm thinking at the end of the day, I'll be real with you. You know the guy's a prideful guy, and if he's on the bus riding when Steph is gonna win a championship, in my eyes, I don't think he wants to be there just watching, spectating, and not having value or providing a big enough role where people can actually look at him and say he contributed to that team winning
Yeah.
the championship. So if he's getting subbed out at the end of games and he can't close and stuff like that, like the way remember a couple of years ago when this is what you said, you had some foresight. You said I wouldn't pay JP this much amount of money because he's not closing games and stuff like that in the playoffs, or he wasn't closing games because Damian Lee was closing over him at the start of the season. I don't think CP wants to be looked at as that type of player who's a liability at the end of games, and he wants to look like he's important. So Steve Kerr's obviously not gonna say no to him. So that's my whole point. And I
It's a
feel like
mess, man.
Steph's not gonna obviously tell Steph's obviously gonna tell Kerr to not bench CP.
You
So it
know,
might,
bro. So after I got off the playback last night and we went into Manu's thing, I was in Manu's thing for a little bit, right?
yeah.
And you know, my outlook on life, like as you get older, right? Like my outlook in terms of like things that I've experienced and all of that has changed because now I look at life like this. Um, for things to get better, it has to get worse, right? So now I look at life like, because we have this issue here with CP, right? And Clay and like that whole closing unit, right? So I think for things to get better, they have to get worse first, right? And I think this is us as a fan base, as a team, them as a team, they're learning what is working and what's not going to work, right? And even though they know it's not working, I think they need to see it over and over again. So what's going to teach them that lesson? Not barely losing games, but actually losing games, right? And I don't think they have like really learned that lesson. You know what I'm saying? And I think we have to lose these games for them really to learn that fucking vet lesson, right? Because at some point, somebody is going to have to sacrifice or step outside of that closing lineup. Because I don't think CP should be in that closing lineup. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yes.
Well,
Okay.
Urkel, look at what the types of teams they're losing to: young, athletic, can shoot.
Hung-
Like
Bro,
those
yeah.
three things are the things that are standing out, and
so
they're
yeah.
playing these teams on a nightly basis. Like,
Yes, Kaminga is out there making mistakes, this, that, and the other. But you know why he's making so many fucking mistakes, bro? It's because anytime he's in that situation, Steve Kerr yanks him, yanks him, yanks him, yanks him, yanks him, bro. Like maybe you should just keep him out there, right? He's a young guy. His role isn't even that big. How about you just keep him out there? Because even last night, right? Even last night in that closing lineup, right? He should be out there. He is long, he's athletic. Pause, right? He should be out there. But you know why he's not out there? Because he fucked up a switch in a close game and they hit a shot, right? So now Steph, Clay, CP is on the court with 1 second left, right? Like Kaminga should be out there instead of one of these guards. You know what I'm saying? But because he made the mistake the last game, Kerr's like, "Yup, I'm not putting him out there." No, he should be out there. Give him,
Aqua,
give him fucking instructions, bro. So if he fucked up the switch a few weeks ago, keep his ass out there, bro. Have him go out there because that's the sensible fucking thing to do.
Yo, do you not think that we could run into some issues where we have some midgets coming off the bench like last season, based on your logic that you just presented right now?
Bro, it's gonna get there, right? And I want Kerr to just have some balls and just put fucking Kaminga out there, right? We're switching everything, Kaminga. We're switching everything, right? Like, pull up the tape and sit there and coach him, bro. Coach him up. That's what you're supposed to do as a fucking coach, bro.
Yo, do you have that website that you use to break down clips and stuff?
Oh yeah, I got that.
Kaminga, and let's see what he could have done differently and stuff. Because most of the stuff that he did, like he's coachable 100%. I'm seeing people in the chat, they're saying he was bad. Let's see. I don't think he was bad, bro. Offensively, he was very good. Like,
there's things that he's gonna fuck up defensively, but at this point, bro, I don't fucking care because, like I much rather him get beat.
Well, Urkel, what's Klay Thompson doing defensively?
Bro,
nothing.
No. And see, that's a fucking frustrating part about this whole thing. It's like we're here and we're killing young guys, and bro, I'm watching Klay just get burned over and over again. It's like it's so annoying. And there's nothing playmaking wise that I'm really seeing out of Klay either, right? So, okay, how many guys are even finishing this play? He does some positives, bro. So look at what he's doing right here, right? That's an advantage, bro. He has an advantage over many guys, right? Forces a turnover, right? Free throws. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, the only thing offensively that Kuminga doesn't really have right now is the three ball, but that'll come back. I mean, yeah. I mean, I agree. He's like maybe the most explosive player in the league out of all 450 players. Like, it just doesn't make sense that this guy's not getting at least 25, 30 minutes a game. It doesn't make any sense.
Kevin, he's the only guy on our team that's not afraid to actually jump
Look
and
at
like
that, bro.
jam something
How,
in the room.
how many people can actually on the team can actually finish like this? Maybe one other guy. You know what I'm saying?
And I know it's preseason, but we saw him get to the line consistently, and there have been a few games this season where he had like 7-8 free throws. Like,
Yeah, bro.
nobody else on the team is doing that.
No, he dominates us at the free throw line this season. He's been the only person that's been getting there more than 50% of the time. He's got a crazy first step though. Crazy.
What up, Ert?
What's going on?
Yo,
All right.
payback,
Well, look
payback
at this
last
player right here.
legendary.
Who is? I think that's Isaiah Joe, right?
Yeah, Isaiah Joe, Kenrich Williams.
Look at this right here. Look at this right here. I guess Pods is about to set a screen, right? But look what it allows Isaiah Joe to do. Honestly, bro, if you see him have the ball here, right? If you see him have the ball here, I mean, Pods brings the man right here. And what he's trying to do, he's trying to set a screen, right? So Moody can flare out here. Kuminga can have a pass here. That is the intent here. But look what ends up happening. Oh, you know what? No.
Yeah, he could have played that pass to Looney.
Here is what the issue is, right? It's Looney. It's Looney's man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He comes and he gets a charge. That's what happened.
Right? He comes in. He's not worrying about Looney at all, right? At all. He's not worrying about Looney at all.
Look at that, man. That's crazy.
Right? So
Clogs up the lane.
what Kuminga should do here, right, is that he should probably pass it to Looney here. That would probably be the advanced read. But here's the thing about that. How the fuck do I know that Looney's even going to finish that, bro?
Yeah, he's so
well. So think about this. What if that's
earlier?
What if that's TJD and Kuminga they can work on throwing a lob there? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That makes so much sense, Kevin, bro. Because TJD's already halfway to the rim when Kuminga's driving. You know what I'm saying?
That's the one thing that I've noticed about
I don't
TJD.
know that Looney finishes that, bro. Dead ass, dog.
You know what I've noticed about TJD? He's got a nose for the rim. He's always going up for rebounds. He's always trying to make it. You know what I'm saying? And Looney just kind of like lumbers to the basket. And I don't know, man. Like, but
the thing about
right,
Looney,
there's a TJD problem there's a Looney problem too.
Looney also got you guys like 10 other extra possessions, man. That matters.
Yeah.
So
like his finishing, obviously.
I guess he couldn't. I know he didn't finish a couple layups, but like, dude, he gave you guys like so many extra possessions last night.
No, he does, and that's the thing with him, bro. But see, this is a bad pass right here.
The thing is, the problem with Looney is he's a big, but he literally has no athletic. Like he has no leaping ability.
If I'm Kerr, I'm playing Looney. I'm playing Looney over TDJ if I get extra. I'll take extra possessions over a couple lobs.
No, of course, But what I'm saying is, in that situation, that's an easy bucket if potentially somebody else is out there. Like that's the thing we're talking about. And yes, Looney is better defensively and better on the glass, of course. But at the same time, Looney provides absolutely zero athleticism. So it's yes, he's a stable player, but the league is moving to athletes, especially at the 4 and 5. So that's what we're just kind of saying. It's like we're lacking. We're lacking it. We're lacking athletes in the front court. So
he's playing well. His post play is like pretty decent. Like he has some turnovers, obviously, but like I think he's learned how to make the right.
And the other thing is too, TJG was getting to the line when he was in the game. He gets fouled, so like TJD does. Yes, he's a rookie. He's got a lot of things to clean up and a lot of things to learn, but he gets to the line. He's athletic, and it's not like he can't rebound. I mean, he averaged 12 rebounds at Indiana for 4 years. Like the guy can rebound. So I don't know. They should be looking at this because I'm sick and tired of like Looney not being able to contest a shot because he just can't fucking jump. Like it's kind of annoying. Or you know what I'm saying? Like he'll be
Oh,
out there guarding the perimeter, or like somebody will go up for a layup and they just lay it over him because he has no rim protection at all.
it's super irritating, man.
Yo, could we see his defensive possessions on the app?
Nah, I don't think they do that necessarily.
Oh, they don't. They don't. Okay.
Nah, they just like not all. I don't think they isolated in terms of defensive. It's really
Okay.
hard to do it. We would probably need to just go back and just watch the whole game and just isolate him and just kind of point out what he's doing.
I don't think
So
he done anything wrong. It's like, do you know that athlete thing where you can beat someone to a spot and you just like you're sort of funneling them to a spot. That's what JK kind of does, but SGA is kind of just grifty in that, so you never know what he's gonna
so
do.
Steph, Wiggins, Joku, Dre, TJD, bro, that's a lot of non-shooting, dog. That's a lot of non-shooting.
No, but you got some roll threats and stuff, guys that can attack the basket. I don't
Yeah,
see
but
it.
here's the thing. That's still a lot of non-shooting. You know what I'm saying? Like, talk about clogging up the lane, you know? Wiggins is like your best shooter out there. Like, shit. That's tough. This is why Clay is just always going to be in there because that shooting is probably just going to carry, right? But I don't know, man. I mean, I think partly what's going on with Clay right now is a lot of it's in his head, you know what I'm saying? Like even on like the defensive part, bro, like I think a lot of this stuff is in his head and he just needs to fucking compete, bro. Like just compete, you know?
Well, so yesterday he made like 2 threes in a row, right? And then he started taking bad shots. So then he sees a couple go down, which is great. He's like, okay, confidence is back. I'm gonna just keep shooting. But then you look at the types of shots he's taking. It's like, bro, like, yes, you made 2 in a row. You're one of the greatest shooters ever. But when you have somebody who's 6'7", 6'8", standing in your face and you're hucking up a 3 from the corner, like, come on, man, like. That shit pisses me off. Like, I don't know. It's just frustrating with Clay, man. So frustrating.
I got a question for you. Good morning. You think if we had GP2, I think he would have helped because them guys was getting buckets like it wasn't going crazy last night, man.
No, GP2 always helps. I mean, I think it would have helped. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
You know, so when you have Draymond out, you have GP2 out. That's a lot of
defense.
guys missing. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
a lot of guys missing. So
Oh man, that was a tough one.
How many games is Gary Payton going to be out? Do we know?
oh, I don't know. I mean, it's a sprained ankle, and they take ankle sprains, you know, more serious these days. So he'll probably be out for a second, you know, bro. But there were so many fucking people in the playback last night, dog. By the way, that episode is up on YouTube at Space Gang 30. By the way, so if you want to go in there and listen, you can.
Yo,
But bro,
that playback was actually legendary. I'm not gonna lie.
Yep.
I'm surprised that you put it up so quickly, I'll be real.
yeah,
The-
yes, I
Hey,
was
by
just
the
up,
way,
bro, and I couldn't sleep, and then I was there trying to edit it and all of this stuff. Like, I really don't like. I just get the file and I just throw it up on YouTube. I don't even edit or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? So there was probably
guess
like 15 minutes of that here and there.
guess what made me laugh though? Diamante when she came back. I haven't seen her for months since like the
Yeah.
summer. Yeah, she's been waiting to crash out on Clay though, because she wanted him gone. She wanted him like
I haven't
gone in
laughed
the
so
sleep.
much on a playback. My God, bro.
You know what's funny, bro? Diamante is like the only female that I've seen in the fan base that is like, she's like, nah, bro, get that dude the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, she's probably the only one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
It's like, well,
Yo, Diamante wants to pack these guys up and get them out. Like, she has no filter about that. I love
And
it.
Draymond and
bro,
Draymond. and Draymond. She wanted
Diamante is
Draymond out.
like cutthroat, man. She's like, yup, get these dudes the fuck up out of here. And I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not even that cutthroat, you know?
Yeah. Yo, Urkel, did you see? I threw a clip up in the chat. Do you see it this morning?
Nah.
Let me put it in the playback, and it's like it just shows where Draymond's mentality is at, man. It's so annoying. Well, I couldn't believe it. It's a long time ago, but it kind of speaks to what he's been doing the past couple of games against these young teams, calling them bums and that.
Yeah, Mo, this mentality with the Draymond thing and then the Clay, you know, even if I miss 100 shots in a row, I'm going to keep shooting. Like,
Yeah,
bro, like what is happening to our teams? That's just crazy, man. Crazy.
Insane.
The way Draymond disrespects guys, bro. Like Draymond,
So
to me, bro.
disrespectful.
Draymond is so fucking irritating because this is the extra shit. So you see this clip right here, Mo? You're 100% right. This is the extra shit that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying, bro? You can't. You are not even in. And see, this is why fucking teams hate us, right? And why they do the shit that they do against us because of bullshit like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, he is such a fucking dumbass, bro. It is ridiculous.
Steph got to cash that check, you know. Steph got to cash that check. He doesn't have to
Bro,
cash it.
And I have this thing, right, where I've been saying this for years. It's always the other niggas that talk the most, and the niggas who have to cash the checks are the ones who never say shit, bro. So it's never the superstars who are saying shit. It's always niggas like this, like fucking Draymond Green, right? And the Klay Thompsons and dudes like that who don't really have to put up, you know what I'm saying? Because they're not the ones that are getting. So this is why, like, when Klay is getting slandered right now and Draymond gets slandered, I'm like, I really don't feel bad. I really don't feel bad because, bro, for years, Steph would get killed, bro. Like, for years, Steph would get killed. And we were on the timeline. You think I have to do, like, much Steph defending at this point, or any one of us have to do any Steph defending? No, we don't. Because Steph is fucking stamped at this point. Like, if you come at Steph now, right? Like, what the fuck are you going to say about him? He has 4 championships now. You know what I'm saying? And the man is still averaging 30 efficiently. So it's like, what are you to say at this point? There's nothing for you to say.
Nothing.
Right? So when I see bullshit like this with Draymond, it's like, oh my God, dude, just shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Like, one, he thinks he's being interesting, right? And you see him up there and he's pointing and he's pontificating, bro. Like, just shut the fuck up, man. That's the stuff that I'm talking about. And I know this clip was from a while ago, but it's so annoying watching him up there trying to be like this media fucking member, bro. We still got fucking games to win. See, when players are doing this shit right here, when they're being media members and they're trying to like live 2 lives, basically, it's the most annoying thing to me. Fuck this new media bullshit, bro. Everybody's trying to do podcasts, this, that, and the other. Go fucking work on your jump shot, dog. Everybody has to be a fucking star, dog. Like, come on, man.
What's up, Urkel?
What up, Sam?
You just woke up. I'm
I
tired.
can tell.
But yeah, I agree with you.
Bro, this shit's so annoying, man.
Eric, and it's one of those other things where he'll go up like on a podcast and talk about LeBron, and then he'll be like, "Oh yeah, but like Steph is also a GOAT." It's like, dude, stop this backhand. Like, we know where you're at. Like, you don't have to try to hide it. Like, you know what I'm saying, Eric? Like he says shit and then he like goes back. Oh, but Steph is like one of the greatest. Like he's still in my top 5. It's like, bro, just shut the fuck up. Like seriously, and go, like you said, go play basketball.
Yeah, man. It's like, bro, this new media shit, bro, nothing good can come from it. 0 can come from it. 0 good can come from it. You know what I'm saying? Now we got these dudes the number one seed, dog. This shit is so annoying, dog. Ugh.
They're the number one defense by like a mile, by the way.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But
Yo, Uncle, I don't get it though. How come our defense has been like? I get Draymond's been out, but like, I thought that like it seems like in some stretches we look so elite defensively. Then we have some breakdowns, and then I don't know, man. I think when Draymond gets back, we probably get to that elite level. But I don't think the offense is going to be top 10 this season after what I've seen.
the offense,
defense,
the offense is going to be fine, right? But the sad part about this stuff, bro, is that the signs are there, but maybe things have to get worse before they get better. You know what I'm saying?
how
Because
worse? How worse?
I don't think it can get much worse than this, bro. Unless
Okay.
somebody like gets hurt, and then now we're in the toilet, right? And now we're ass, right? But my thing is this: just stick with the process, right? Play defense, and just have Steph just do the Steph thing. Once we're doing that, I think we're fine, right? But man, but that was like four. That was just 5 tough losses. What are we now? 6 in a row? Come on, man.
So, Erk, I don't know if you're in the playback super late last night, but with Manu and Jim,
Yeah.
this is the longest. So take out 2019, 2020, the COVID season when everybody was hurt.
Yeah, I was in there. Yeah. I
This
remember
is
what
the
you were saying.
longest losing streak in the Steve Kerr era, bro.
Yeah.
Longest losing streak at home though. 0-6 at home.
Yeah.
For the first time ever.
Yep. So So the longest losing streak at home, and the longest losing streak in the Steve Kerr era, even like going back to 2015. Like, so this is it can't get much worse than this. I mean, we're definitely at a low point.
I don't know how we can play for home court advantage if you can't protect home court though. It's kind of worrying though. Like ever since the first game, like we're losing close games. I hear it, but at the same time, even that Sacramento game that we did win without De'Aaron Fox, it went down to the wire. So I don't know, man. Like I feel like we got to fix up because that Houston team we're playing against, it's a trap game, and people might
Trap
not.
game. You're a good team. Like, if you cannot get up for Houston, we might as well just fucking pack up the season and bounce, dog.
What
You know
you
what I'm
saying? If we don't beat them, it's over. Is that what you're saying?
Bro, like if you don't beat Houston, and if people are here thinking that Houston is a trap game, and we lose that game, you might as well just fucking pack the season up and just not even bother. You know what I'm saying? And again, bro, this Draymond thing, bro. Come on, man. So how many games has he missed now? Like
2.
that's 2 games. So does the suspension include the game that he got ejected from?
No, I don't think so. It's everything after that. So when they make the announcement, they said the 2 OKC games, the Houston game, the Phoenix game in Phoenix, and the Spurs. That's it. Then he comes back against the Kings.
No, I
and the
don't.
Wolves.
I don't think the game. I don't think the game he got ejected counts as a
Yeah,
suspension.
it doesn't count.
So, but he got ejected in like the first 3 minutes. So it's really like missing 6 games. It's like a 6-game suspension.
It is a 6-game suspension. You're right. It's 6 games. Because that game against the T-Wolves, we should have won in it. So the second game, and we didn't have enough defense down the stretch to beat them. And Draymond cost us that game, and he cost us the next 5-6 games. Because now after this Houston game, we gotta go to Phoenix, and then after we have Wemby coming to Chase Center, and then he's back against the Kings. On the road. That's when he's back. He's put us in a fucked up position, man. I'll be real. It shouldn't be understated. I can't lie.
I'm just curious, like, when is enough with Draymond?
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly.
When is enough
When
enough?
is enough? When can we just say? Okay, when do you think we get to that point where we're saying this shit just comes with too much? I'm done with it. You were at that point last summer. Where you at with it now?
In terms of what?
Draymond's fuckery, bro, and like in terms of you
I'm
saying
over
if we can move off him and that you would do it.
Like, I am ready to move off of him. I am
Here's
ready.
the, here's the problem, Mo. You'll have guys like, and I like Goldie's really, really smart. He's got really great basketball IQ. But he'll come up with these numbers and the Steph Draymond on off and all that. And I don't disagree with him. The numbers don't lie, but at the same time, bro, the mentality is just like we're all sick and tired of it. Like, yes, on the basketball court, yes, he's important to the team in terms of on the basketball court. But bro's like he's almost never on the court anymore. He's either hurt, getting suspended, ejected, like going on his podcast. It's like I could care less about the numbers at this point. I want somebody who's on the team that's gonna want to play for a championship, not suck off LeBron on a podcast. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't care about this extra stuff like on the court. Just get guys who want to win championships, and I don't think Draymond wants to do that anymore.
Bro, so I had a clip, and people like clipped it last year, and Charlie like clipped it when Draymond re-signed or whatever.
He's like, stay on that side.
Stay on that side. I was like, stay on what side? I mean, I don't, bro. Like, I was dead serious about that, and I still feel the same way about him being on the team, bro. I don't want him on the team. You know what I'm saying? And it sucks because you can't necessarily, bro. You can fucking replace him at this point, bro. You literally can replace him.
Imagine if Trace becomes a good enough player where he learns the nuances of how to defend.
Bro, he can.
He can. I've seen him play cat and mouse. I've seen him play the cat and mouse stuff and do the 2-man stuff and block the rim and tag the roller and all that stuff. I've seen those signs, bro.
If this happens again or he gets another suspension, they really got to consider just. Can you cut him? I mean, like, can you? They're gonna want to trade him, but like.
No, they're tied to him, bro. Like if you can't trade, no. You're tied to him. There's no like trading him at this point, right? Unless one of these teams are gonna be like, all right, well, I'm gonna bring on Draymond. He's a vet, and look, right? But like, I don't see why a team would trade for Draymond. And if if we're trading him, it's not to get something back better. You know what I'm saying? It's to get something back that's probably worse. So we're in a weird quandary with him, right? And I think that's where we're at, right? So when Bob Myers is like left because, bro, Bob Myers is such a fucking pussy, bro. Like, imagine like, bro, like imagine like you leaving that much money on the table because you don't want to make a tough decision, bro. Like, are you giving fucking reach arounds to these guys that you're there being all emotional and shit, dog? Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, you're emotional because you don't want to trade a guy? Think about the reality of that. Like, every time I think about Bob Myers, I get pissed off. Not for any move that he did, but how the hell are you this emotional, dog? Like, no. Seriously, like, he made like the cardinal mistake of a GM. You know what I'm saying? About like, like these guys and this, that, blah, 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 right? Like, come on, bro. Like, how are you this emotional over shit? It is so
Who's
annoying.
emotional?
Bob Myers, bro. Like, how are you this emotional? Like, well, I left the job because I didn't want to make the tough decision. Bro,
He literally said it on live TV.
Thank you. I was just gonna say that.
You're a GM, dog. Like, what?
No, like I remember watching it on NBA Today because they asked him about Klay Thompson. He said, "Yeah, that's basically why I left."
I was like, huh? How are
He
you?
didn't. No, he didn't want
Hold
to
on,
be the
TJ.
one to make
How
that
are
tough
you
decision.
How are you this emotional over players, bro? Like, really? Come on, man. Like,
Jerry Krause
bro,
wasn't even like
Bob
that.
Myers was about to be the highest paid GM in the league, right? And the man is like, bro, you know what? I can't do it.
Nah, let me pack my gunny
Let me pack my shit up and go on TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, what? A GM going on TV now after they just offered him a shitload of cash? Like, huh? How does that make sense?
Mike Tannenbaum, former GM of the Jets, is on ESPN. Like they got bunch of former GMs, dude. You'd be surprised.
No. But I'm saying I've never seen a situation where a guy was offered a shitload of money, and he's like, you know what, bro? Now I'm turning it down. Like what? How does that make
I mean,
sense?
Tom Brady turned down a shit ton of money to do media, but he's just going to go do it anyway later.
Tom Brady is Tom Brady, bro. Like,
Tom Brady's got to deal with Fox
hold up.
replacement. He's set,
Hold
dude.
up. Tom Brady is Tom Brady, right? Like, but I'm talking about a GM guy. He's never really played back. He was an agent, and they're offering him like $20 million or something like that. And he turns on the job and he goes to ESPN.
Yeah,
Because
that's crazy. That's wild.
that's insane to me, bro.
And you're making like what, $15 million, probably less. I don't know how much his contract is, but I'm not. What do I?
Or maybe he's just looking at it like this. Maybe I'll go on TV for a year, right?
Maybe he just wants to try something different. Maybe he wants to try out being an analyst or something. I don't know.
Vonnie, Draymond Green is a bozo, straight up.
I don't think he wanted to try out shit. I just think that he knew that he was gonna pay them the money, and he was gonna fall to the pressure of like the core and all that bullshit. So I guess I'm thinking he was gonna pay Draymond and Clay what they wanted. But the second apron came out, and after he realized, ooh, I can't do this no
All
more.
right, hold on.
So he failed.
Let me address something in the chat. Username, I mean, okay. All right. I mean, you're spending time with these players off the floor. You build relationships with their families. It's life. Shit happens. I don't like it, but I understand. Let me say this. You are 100% right. And you are an actual human being. I can tell by saying that statement, you are a realist and you understand how these things happen. But my thing is this. Bob Myers made it a point, and it's almost like he prioritized, these relationships and building these relationships, over being an agent or over being a GM, right? When you are and I think that hurt the team building aspect of it, right? I really think that hurt the team building aspect, because I'll give you a perfect example of this. Why was Draymond Green in the draft room in 2018? Why was he helping making picks? Draymond Green should not be in there. Okay? What if we could have found somebody in the draft that is similar to Draymond that could potentially take Draymond's spot? Don't you think that's a conflict of interest?
Yep, in the second round as well, isn't it?
Right? So say you could have found a guy in the draft, right? And I would need to go back and look at that 19 draft. Or the 18 draft. So say we could have found somebody in the draft that could have potentially replaced Draymond. And Draymond sees that guy, right? You think Draymond is looking at it like, shit, that guy may be taking my spot. I have a contract coming up. Don't you think Draymond could be thinking like that? Draymond shouldn't even, bro. Like, I don't want players near that scenario, bro.
Cool. Round 1, pick 28, 2018, Jacob Evans. The year after, we picked Jordan Poole in that same position. See what I'm saying? So let me check that draft for you quickly and see the names that are in and around that section of the draft, and see who's in and around the league now, and I'll get back to you. Hold on, 2 seconds.
Yeah, I can look at it as well. Hold on. NBA. Here we go.
I mean, that Lacob quote still rubs me the wrong way.
All right, let's look at this for a second. All right.
Where are you pulling up right now, Eric?
Draft spots. Hold on. So.
Oh, 2018 draft. Okay, here we go.
Let me see if we can find any gems after the fact. So
Rob Will came just before
Rob
him.
Will late in the first. I was gonna say, yeah. Yep.
Rob Will,
and they
could have
took
traded up for
Jacob
Rob Will.
freaking Evans. Oh, brother.
Vanderbilt is there.
Okay. All right.
Vanderbilt late in the first round.
How do I know?
DeAnthony Melton even.
Hold on. How do I know that was Vanderbilt even on the board?
He went to the Magic. Oh, the draft board and stuff like that. Oh no,
Look at
no,
this,
it
bro.
wasn't.
So we take Jacob Evans here, right? Jacob Evans was
Yep.
like fucking 6'4", bro. So what if we got like a dude like Vanderbilt and he's a warrior from day one? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do I know that Draymond looked at like a guy like Vanderbilt and said, you know what, bro? He's too much like me. You know what I'm saying? I ain't chancing it. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
what about? Have you seen Mitchell Robinson? He's a elite rebounder, rim protector type player for the Knicks
Right.
right now.
So
He's
so
good.
how do I know that Draymond wasn't like looking at these guys right here and then all of a sudden they're drafting him, right? So there are a couple of guys here, you know.
Cody and Wagner as well. What the hell? I was
Yeah,
just
but
looking
they
at this.
selected before us. So even the
Yeah,
Rob Will thing, I'm looking at it like, whatever, it doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So right? But that's my point, bro. It's like you can't have. Why is Draymond in the fucking draft, bro? Gary Trent as well. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Bruce Brown, I just saw this now.
oh,
Bruce Brown.
it's so irritating. And
Bruce Brown in the second round.
bro, you know the wild part about it too is that when they made that Jacob Evans pick and he came in and they knew that it was the wrong pick, bro, they threw Draymond under the bus so quick. You know what I'm saying? They're like, nah, that's a Draymond pick. What? It's a Draymond pick? What do you mean that's a fucking Draymond pick? That is literally your job, bro. You know what I'm saying? They threw Draymond under the bus so quick. Draymond shouldn't even have been in the fucking draft room, dog. And he had the famous comment about he's a 16 game player, blah 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 blah, like all of this bullshit. I'm like, man, shut the fuck up, dog.
He was barely getting minutes in the tanking season. That's
Come
how
on,
shit he
bro.
was.
Oh, it's so ass, dog. It's shit like that, you know.
They shipped his ass out immediately, bro. I swear to God, like that's how rubbish he was. Jacob Evans. Shit.
Yeah, bro. So it's like, when I see stuff like that, bro, it's really.
Vando being drafted to the Warriors would have literally probably made him would have made him a max player.
I don't know, man. He
Can't shoot.
oh, that gets under my skin, man.
Yo, but do you not think like the draft, like, do you see how like teams like OKC, have done their due diligence and look how many like they've literally hit on every single draft pick they've made. I don't think they've had a bust in like years because they have an analytics department. They scout, they do all the job properly. They don't delegate to players, and then after they come out with gems. Even in the
So
second round, they found it. They got Isaiah Joe off Philly because they've already done their job. They know where to find these players and stuff. It's like in the Premier League, you see a team called Brighton who are scouting Brazil, scouting all the South American clubs, and they're finding their young talent and bringing them to Europe, then selling them for like 100+ million, bro. It's crazy, bro. That's what I'm saying. Teams can actually do a great job if they scout properly and they do their job instead of doing mates rates and nepotism and shit. Fucking bullshit.
bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I looked at certain things this year, you know, now it's cascading. You know what I'm saying? So now they got away with it before, but now it's cascading because that JK thing, man. The JK thing is annoying as hell to me because that's a developmental thing now. You know what I'm saying? Right? Like we draft these guys or whatever, and we don't give them any type of chance. You know what I'm saying?
None. The fan base of
Here's my thought, and this kind of goes along with Shadow was saying about making JK is gonna one of those players that if he does develop and he's one of these amazing wings, he's got a consistent 3-ball rebounder, defense, all that. He's gonna be 150 million, 160, 170 million dollar player. Like, do you think because of the separate apron thing that Steve and Lacob and these guys and Dunleavy they're talking like, well, we kind of have to suppress Kuminga's minutes a little bit because we want to keep him long term and we can sign him to a lesser contract.
Yeah.
long term. Is that possibly a thought? Because if he's one of these guys that we do have to pay like a Wiggins, like 150, 160 million, then we won't be able to afford it. Do you think that is a possibility?
Kevin, you said something so good there because I think he just made a point, as to that. I think they're gonna let him hit restricted and then see what he gets on the open market.
Yeah,
suppress
that's
his
what
minutes.
done with Jordan.
Yeah, Urkel, they're basically gonna learn from that mistake, but at the same time make sure that Kuminga's number is so team friendly by basically limiting his minutes. They already signed him for the 4th season. I think they're
I'm
planning
gonna
this
be
shit
honest
out.
with you. If he hits restricted and they have him hit restricted, a team is going to offer him insane amount of money, right?
What do you think?
I don't know what they're going to offer him, but they're going to offer him the max that they can give him, and
100 million.
oh, easy. So
Wow.
I think when he hits that restricted, he's going to get that, and I think also what teams are going to do is that they put like certain provisions in the contract so the team won't match it, right? So that's why you kind of get these guys in early at first. But I'm always about a guy hitting restricted, right? Like have him hit restricted, have somebody offer him a contract, and then you match it, you know?
Would you match 100 million for Kuminga?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
The upside, the potential, all of that stuff is too much to let go then.
And so I don't like the so Pedrin, right? So Pedrin has this sensitivity when people talk about Kuminga, and I 100% understand what he's saying, right? Because it's very uncomfortable for me when I see it. Like the thing about him being low IQ, it rolls around the timeline for me a little bit too often.
Still
You know what
does, bro. Still does. I'm seeing it lurk way too much, bro.
And
Like,
it's
for
like,
example,
so it's like you can attack his IQ, but when Clay gets lost or he does some stupid shit, we're like, oh, it's just Clay. It's just Clay. And that makes me uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? Or anyone else that makes a mistake, right? Or they're like right? But I zero in on Clay because Clay has like this weird fan base, right? Where he can do no wrong in their eyes and they'll always give him the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? And
does
it's
the
like,
most goofiest shit.
I don't do that with Clay. I just watch him and I watch what he's doing. I don't do the shit where I'm like, I just defend anything that he does, and I just pray to God that he turns it around. Like I don't do that shit.
Yeah.
The fun defense too. I think it was Lindell last night that talked about what he saw with Kuminga on the floor in terms of just talking and directing views on defense and whatnot. And so the whole IQ thing, that should be dead now. That should
No,
be
it should
completely
be
dead.
dead. And it's like people think he's stupid, and then he makes a mistake. All of these guys are out there making mistakes, dog. But
Everybody.
Kuminga makes one mistake, and then
Everybody.
everybody's like, see. I was like, what the fuck? Like, are you watching Klay Thompson just get lost on a back door? Like, right? So it's like, come on, bro.
They're kind of programmed at this point to kind of just shit on any young guy that can show
Bro, it's
upside and
so
stuff like
annoying,
that.
dog.
So other than 3-point shooting, what does Clay have over Kuminga?
Nothing, bro. Nothing. Zero. Nothing.
Zero.
Nothing.
That's the point. Like he literally has not. Well, yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. It's crazy how they talk about Clay.
The spacing
I
is
just
a
don't
big
get
deal.
it.
Don't get me wrong. The spacing is king. Spacing is really king. But man, bro, like on the other end, it's really bad, bro. It's really bad. Like, I'm gonna be dead honest with you. It's at Jordan Poole levels now with Clay. It's at Jordan Poole levels now.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You see it as it's that bad? Oh, okay.
It's that bad, bro.
I'll take a closer look. I'll take a closer look next
Trade
game. Then.
that nigga, bro. Trade him.
All right, Lee.
Yeah, Lee.
Am I being hyperbolic here, bro?
No, I just wanted to say this about the Clay spacing. Let me ask you guys this question. Based upon what we've seen Steph do years ago when Clay wasn't on the court, when he dragged that G League team to the playoffs, How much spacing was on the court then?
Not much.
Zero.
Not
With
much.
G, so with G League players, right? Steph was able to do that and create optimal spacing for dudes who could cut to the rim. Let's just say if Kuminga was in that situation instead of Draymond with the layup to close the game. He probably dunks that, right?
Oh
Dunks
yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
against the Grizzlies.
So
100%.
so to me, when people say, "Oh yeah, Clay's spacing is, a premium is something we need on the court," I don't think so. In comparison to what Kuminga could bring to the court, all the things you guys just listed in terms of what Kuminga could do and what Clay could do for what this team needs right now, I think we need to make a switch.
Yep.
I think Kuminga needs to start. I said that maybe 2 days ago, 3 days ago.
Yo, L-Dot, I just want some fucking athletes on the court. How hard is that to ask? I
Lee
just
was
want
getting
athletes out there.
heckled by Clay
That,
stands and that.
yeah,
Lee
especially
was
when you
getting
play
heckled
against.
by Clay stands saying he doesn't know basketball for saying that stuff. You
Yeah, I
guys don't
got
know ball.
killed by one the other day about that. But
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that. I
yeah,
saw that.
but like when you see us play against the OKCs, the Timberwolves, it's so glaring how much of an athletic talent disparity there is. But when you put Kuminga out there, TJD out there, it doesn't look so glaring, right? Like when they were playing against OKC last night in that third quarter, going back and forth, I'm like, oh man, we can compete with these dudes. I'm looking at the standings right now. Urkel's right. It's like these teams are good, but in terms of what we do execution-wise, they can't hold a candle to the Warriors when they're at their game, at the top of their game. It's just right now, athleticism is killing us, and I think it's glaring in particularly in one person. And Urkel pointed this out last night too. I saw it as well. There was a possession at the end of the game where Wiggins literally went from Shea to Chet. I'm like, within the same possession. I saw that. I was like, Wiggins is fighting for his life
Bro,
defensively to maintain this elite level, and he has to
Lee,
guard these two dudes. They
Lee,
both went off for over 30 last night.
Lee. That's the shit we saw the same exact play, and bro, that is when I want to strangle one of these Clay stands, bro. Like, and they're doing it because of Shadow, right? Like, they're not even like Clay stands. They're just trying to like pick a thing, right? And they're doing it because of Shadow, right? And I am so tempted to just name names right now, like of who I'm talking about, but I won't because I
Nah,
ain't
don't
even
do it.
about to give them that attention.
Don't.
But
You saw how many people were in here last night and on Spaces. Don't do it.
bro, it was really getting under my skin, bro, because I'm like, how are you talking about trading this guy and he's doing that type of stuff in possessions, right? Like, you know why he has to do that? Because he has to make up for other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and
And
what I
Urkel,
didn't
the other
understand.
thing is, I don't know how many times Kuminga will just dribble the ball off his leg out of bounds. Clay did that 3 times last night?
Come on, dog.
Like, come on, man. He
So
can't handle the ball. He
so
doesn't play
so
defense.
when
He can't
Kuminga
shoot
does
right
it,
now.
right? When Kuminga dribbles the ball out of his leg, it's like like fuck you, you low IQ bum, blah 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 blah. You're stupid, yada yada yada, right?
Yo,
When Clay does
Irk,
it, it's
you
like,
know
oh
that picture? You know that picture where it's like that fat dude and then that fat girl? Like,
yeah.
like one is you're so fat. The other one's like empowering. It's like what?
That's literally what it is, bro. That's
Lizzo
You
and
know,
literally what it
Spice.
is, bro.
you know how I knew like it got even more crazy with this Clay stand thing? Like when Clay has a good game, I'm cheering. I'm like going the hardest on him on the TL from pause in terms
Yeah,
of like how happy I am that he's making shots. Like that first half, he looked pretty good. Like he wasn't thinking, he was just catching and shooting. I'm like, that's exactly what I want from him. And then the second half, he started doing the stuff we've been seeing him do this whole year. But when Wiggins was going off, those Clay stands were saying nothing. I'm like, are you a Warrior fan or are you a Clay fan? Which comes first?
Oh, you're spot on, Lee, man. Absolutely spot on. That's what I told Urkel the other day. It's like in soccer and football, they have this like foot player stand thing called Player FC, where they actively root for the other player on the team to do bad so they can prop up their player and make it look like it's not their player's fault and their teammates are shit. That's what I see with the Clay thing. So other day, I just see two people say, I'm not gonna name their names, but I've been seeing recently, so and so makes 24 million. They're indirecting the amount of money that Wiggins is making and they're saying they wouldn't trade Clay over Wiggins, and Wiggins should be the first player out the door. All of the Clay stands in unison are saying that. That's what they're saying, bro. They're saying, see, OG and Sutton make 24 million. 24 million is how much Wiggins is making. They're saying, yeah, get him out of the door for this. CP
Bro,
and
hold up.
Wiggs, get them out. That's what
Hold
they're
on.
saying.
If I could trade OG for Clay right now, I would do it in a fucking heartbeat,
I
bro.
would
Like
too.
Clay is the one that's gonna get up out of here, right? So
Nah, bro, I'm doing for Pascal. Fuck that.
right, so I'm gonna be honest with you. If I can get like a haul like that back for Clay, I am doing it, and it's not gonna be even a hesitation. So this is why I was saying, because I know how the NBA works. I know how these contracts works. That is a big expiring. Do you know the kind of haul that you can get back at the deadline for that type of contract? That's why I was saying I don't want to be in that scenario.
Yo, is
So,
Clay
so,
worse
so
than
Eric,
Russ?
this is where I'm a little bit of a casual with the contracts. Can you explain to me why that expiring at that amount is so valuable? Can you just explain that to me? Because I don't
Okay,
really know.
sure. So, all right. I will use an example from what happened last year. The Lakers were down and out last year before the deadline, right? Do you think the deadline got the Lakers into the playoffs? Yes or no?
Yep, 100% it did.
Yep.
5 plays out of it.
And the Lakers needed the deadline and a combination of free throws to get them into the playoffs, right? So they were able to flip Russell Westbrook into Vando, D'Lo, and some other guys, right? That immediately
Rui, right? Hachimura.
Rui was before that, right? But it was
Oh,
mainly Vando and D'Lo that they got back for Russ, right? So now they solved the spacing issue, and secondly, they solved a defense issue, right? So they solved multiple things. They solved multiple things within that, right? So that is kind of similar what you can do with Clay's contract. So say Clay is not productive, you can go out there and now you can get something else coming back, because if a team is going to blow it up, right, they can trade for Clay and get something back instead of just going into free agency and just losing him for nothing, right? So you have a big contract that a guy, you don't necessarily want to pay a guy, you want to go into rebuild. Why not just trade Clay and get something back from him if you think you're going to lose him, right? That is why that expiring is so important, right? Because the Lakers literally improved their team. I thought the Lakers were down and out. Once I seen them make that trade, I'm like, fuck. They
Based
literally
on
got the life raft, bro.
Russ's reputation was way worse than Clay. It was in the gutter. His trade value was in the gutter, and they still got that. For him.
Exactly, bro. So that is how an expiring can save you. So, if I'm Mike, and this is why I'm glad they got a new GM in there, because if I'm Mike, I'm trading that now, right? Especially since, and Joe was annoyed that Clay didn't sign that deal, right? But it might be a blessing in disguise, and I think out of the three of them, I think Clay is going to be the first one to go. I don't think Clay retires a Warrior, and it's going to seem shitty, but it's not going to be shitty. Because again, when Shadow came in here and Shadow was like, Clay signed the deal. I'm telling you, Clay signed the deal. The man is saying that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? He's saying that for a reason. He's saying that for a reason. Clay signed the deal. Clay signed the deal. Clay signed the deal. He was saying that for a reason. This is why. This is exactly why he's saying that. But they're going to learn, though.
And I guess for that type of amount of money, Eric, I mean, $43 million, you could probably bring in 2 or 3 guys that are all like $12 to $15 million players that can contribute.
What do you think happened with the Lakers last year, bro?
Yeah, definitely.
How many guys did they bring in? So say they're going to bring in like them find a guy or whatever, and they can just re-sign him. Why wouldn't they do that? Bro, I promise you bring in you bring in like a few guys at the deadline, right? So say you get like OG and something else for Clay, right? And we send Clay and something else back, right? And the money fits, right? Don't you think that works, bro?
It
So
does work because
all we have to do is make sure that we send out more than we get back, right? So
I
I
think
think
so.
so we don't even have to match the 40 million. We could send out Clay for 43 million and get back 30 million in contracts, and we'd be okay.
if you're in
I
the second apron, you have to match. I think that's
yeah, I
how
think
it
if you're in the
works.
second apron, you have to
Oh,
match.
you
But I'm
have to
not
match.
sure.
Okay.
I
Okay.
am not positive, Kev, if that applies for this year because I know that there is like a grace period that exists. So I think this is the grace period year. So that may or may not apply, right? But they don't want to be in that second apron. You know what I'm saying?
Well, now here's the problem because we know that Masai holds those guys hostage up there. Like, it's probably not going to be OG, right? So,
Hold
it's.
on. I don't think he has a choice, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He has so
So
many expiring contracts this summer himself.
yeah,
Masai
so
Ujiri.
Toronto, you hear those Raptor fans come in here all the time, bro, and they're like saying this and saying that, right? Like they're doing that for a reason, right? So yeah, bro, it kind of is what it is, man.
Siakam and OG are both expiring this season.
So he got
Bro, if Dunleavy pulled that off, oh my god, Jesus Christ! Can you imagine having OG and Pascal? Have Pascal and both of them would probably start. Oh my god, that'd be disgusting. That'd be if he pulls that off, man, that would be insane.
Yeah. I don't like it, bro. But it's not that I want to trade Clay, but business-wise, the shit makes too much sense. You know what I'm saying? At the deadline, we can trade Draymond as well.
Well, just think about this, Eric. If you do bring in Pascal Siakam, let's just say you bring in Pascal, right? Hypothetically, Pascal. You could re-sign him, right? And then your core 4 guys for the next 4 years are Steph, Wiggins, Draymond, and Pascal. That's a pretty solid 1 through 4. You know, so I would much rather have that over Klay Thompson for the next 3 years. I would 100%.
Kevin, would you pay Pascal 40 million plus?
I mean, Pascal's good, bro.
That's a tough one.
Would you?
25.
That's what he's gonna expect. For his
Well,
next
see, that's the
deal.
dilemma there
That's
when you
the tough
trade for
one.
that expiring contract. You know what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
now you have to pay the
Exactly.
guy. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't know if I want to pay him. I'll be honest.
that's
with
what I'm saying. So it's just like the Lakers, bro. Like the Lakers had to pay Vando. You know what I'm saying? But they were able to get Vando on a good contract. So it's like, where is it?
If
Look,
You know?
OG in comparison makes 18 million a year. OG's probably gonna want at least 10 to 15, maybe more than that, maybe 10 million more than that. Or 5
Okay, well
million.
maybe OG makes more sense because then you bring him in and then you can re-sign him for like 3 or 4 years for 90 or 120. You give him 30 plus. That makes more sense.
I don't think
the
OG's
Clippers wanted
30
them,
something
get
million
rid of
player.
one of Kawhi or PG, I'm almost trying to go after them too.
What?
I don't want any of those guys.
Nah, G.
I don't want PG or Kawhi. I don't want none of those dudes, bro.
We're not on this third star bullshit, man. Give us some competent players and we're good. That's all I need.
So what I'm gonna do is over the next whatever I'm gonna go look. I was looking at the contracts last night in Manu's playback. There were a few names, but I'll have to go back and take a look at some contracts that are like 15, 20 million because there are just so many players now that are on those types of contracts. It's hard to like keep track of all of them now. So
let me say this, bro. I've been watching like this basketball for a long time, and you see the clip that Drinking Dubs just posted where Draymond Green is now crossing over into SNL. And dude is wearing like the Golden State Warrior logo on SNL. I don't think people realize the significance of that, bro. Like that is not good, bro. I want him off the team, dog. Like I really want him off the team.
Uncle's at the end of his tether, man. This shit is just
bro. Like I'm over it, man, dog. Like I am over it, and I am trying to like get behind the guy. I'm trying to support him, but every time I get behind, every time I try to support the fucking guy, bro, he does some stupid shit. I want him gone, bro.
Crazy.
I really want him gone.
The SNL shit was like a like
Bro,
just taking the piss out of the Warriors, man.
That Steph Clay missed shots, LeBron dominates joint. That was the last straw for me.
What'd you
After
say?
that is, so the Steph Clay missed shots and LeBron dominates joint. That was the last straw for me, bro. After that, I'm indifferent to Draymond, bro.
I feel you, bro.
As a fan, as a person, like, man,
I,
he is what he is. But as a fan, I'm
that
indifferent to the joint, man.
that's why I had like I didn't have a problem, but like I didn't like Dre was like just back Draymond no matter what. I was like, Dre, I hear you, bro, but at the same time, like he's rubbed a lot of people the wrong way, man. The fan base
Yeah,
want to hate their
so
own
I know
players.
exactly what you're talking about. So you're talking about when Dre was having a conversation when he was like, "You support your guys, you support your guys, you support your guys." Remember how I was jumping in and I was like, "Dre, come on, bro!" Like,
He was using
remember
the
that conversation, bro? Like,
yeah, man. It
Lee,
was in spaces,
Lee,
it was in spaces. Yeah,
do you
yeah.
remember that when Dre was like, "No, you support your guys." Like, if you're not supporting Draymond, I was like, Dre, this is like one of these things where you just have to let people vent because Draymond does some fuck shit, bro. Like
Yeah.
he really does some fuck shit. And I was telling Dre, I was like, Dre, I hear you, but I am also stepping back and I was hearing how it was sounding. And there's like a few people texting me at the same time that was happening, and they're like, what the fuck is Dre talking about? You know what I'm saying? And I feel the same way too. I'm like, no. This isn't like one of these things, man. Draymond has just done so much shit. It's it's kind of like you're saying, like, how the fuck can I defend this fuck shit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You're right.
It's the thing is too. I didn't mind him, and it makes sense why he took time off for his newborn, and congrats to him. But like the combination of him being ejected out of those 2 games, like it's had a cascading effect, even to the point where him doing something, that he's supposed to do with his family is affecting a team to a negative degree. It's just too much. It's just too much that comes with him.
I don't even care about the Denver thing. I honestly,
I don't either.
Denver game.
Yeah.
Everybody else would have missed that Denver game, right? Like,
Yeah.
it's the birth of your child, man. I mean,
Yeah.
right?
And I'm saying that,
Right.
what I'm saying. I'm not
Now,
saying that he did the wrong thing there. I'm saying this.
subsequently, what happened after that, bro? What happened after that? It fucked us, dog. Like, it literally fucked us. And I know you can sit here and make all these excuses, and then he's gonna come up. And bro, like,
Eric,
somebody
let me
pull
give
that tweet up. Somebody
give you an
pull that
analogy.
screenshot up, right? Of Draymond saying what he said, right? Just pull it up, right? And now that we have, we've lost like 6 in a row or whatever, right? And pull that tweet up, right?
I'm gonna
Right
do it
now
now.
and read it. And look how fucking stupid it looks. It looked stupid then, but now that we've lost 6 in a row and we've lost because of him, right? And this is after the fact now, right? Like, look how stupid that tweet looks now. Pull it up and just read it.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to say this. I'm not like bashing him for doing that. I think he did the right thing there. I'll give you an analogy. So, like a job I had years ago, I had like a lot of PTO time, and there was like a particular month I had taking PTO. And like a few times I took PTO, I could have probably went to work, but there was a time where I was really sick, right? And I really needed to take that PTO. So I talked to my manager, and they was like, "Oh, Lee, you're taking too much PTO, this. And I was like, yo, I was really sick on these days. But I didn't really say anything about the days where I wasn't. In a similar way, it's like, because of those 2 ejections, right? Him just being out so many times, even including the birth of his baby, is now all taken into its totality in terms of his absences. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
He deleted the tweet, I think. He deleted it.
It wasn't a tweet, was it? Somebody
Yeah.
has a screenshot, man.
Oh,
He
it
was
was from his Instagram.
It wasn't
Oh,
his
it was.
Instagram.
Okay, you're right.
Somebody has a screenshot out there.
I remember what
But
he said. He said something about if someone told you how to do your job or something like that. That's what he was
yeah,
saying.
Yeah, like if you read that back now and you just put it up on the screen,
I got you.
especially based on what's happened like the last couple of days, that that little announcement looks probably 10 times stupider now.
Look at this circle, bro.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Right? Now read that, y'all. Read that. Doesn't that look 10 times stupider now?
100%. I mean, yeah,
Bro,
12.
it looks 10 times dumber now, bro. It really does.
you know, when you read this, it says a lot of me and I in there. It lets you know if he puts himself over the team and his actions kind of say.
Lee.
So right.
Bro,
Yeah,
bro,
that guy
that's
got
what,
bashed for, bro.
that's what LeBron does.
Yeah, it's
Fuck.
clutch.
That's what LeBron does. Bro, I guarantee you LeBron is sitting over in the Lakers locker room just fucking laughing at Draymond. He's laughing at him.
But
There's
guarantee
no
you,
there's no way. There's
but
no
guar-
way this relationship is authentic and organic. There's
But-
no way.
but
There's
guarantee,
no way. I'm convinced.
But guarantee if Draymond was on the Lakers, he would not be having this I, me attitude. It would be all in allegiance for LeBron. He wouldn't be getting suspended. I know that for a fact.
Lee, you saw what LeBron posted on his IG about him saying about movie star and stuff like that.
No, I
Responding
missed
to like,
that.
so like basically, LeBron before he came to LA, Rob Parker said that LeBron's coming to be a movie star or something like that. So after winning, after his game, so he goes on IG and he says, I thought people were saying that I came to LA to be a movie star and stuff like that. So he makes the wins about himself, like how Draymond makes everything about himself. So it makes sense about what you're saying right now. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
That clutch mentality of like, I, me, no team shit.
Bro, there is a tweet after Kobe died, and I got ratioed for it, bro. Like, I got packed up for it, dog. Right? So I said, I did like some nasty shit with that too, because I threw Steph in there. But the point still stands, you know what I'm saying? So somebody can find that tweet, bro. So Kobe dies, right? Like he tragically dies, and LeBron comes out. I'm with a thing, right? And I'm reading this shit, bro, and I'm seeing I. You know what I'm saying? And he was making the shit about himself. Fucking Kobe Bryant dies, and I just wasn't fucking hearing that because we're all super emotional, and I'm seeing I, right? So just to put like just to twist the knife a little bit, right? I threw that Steph tweet where Steph said we, right? And I was like, look at the difference here. One guy is saying I, and this other guy 10 years ago, 20 years, like damn near 15 years ago says we, right? And I was like, this is a selfless person and this is a selfish person. You know what I'm saying? And bro, I got packed for that tweet.
Irk, it's easy to tell the difference.
Oh my God.
It's easy to tell the difference.
So when you look at this Draymond thing, bro, it's like, yeah, bro, it's a lot of I. You know what I'm saying? Main character.
But you know what cracks me up? It's like he's speaking as if he's Steph. That's the part that cracks me up. Like he's the orbiter. He's the guy who makes GSW run. But no, that's the part that
Lee, there was a game, right? There was a time when I thought that was adorable, right? I actually thought it was adorable at one point, right? Like, so I'll give you a perfect example of kind of what you're talking about, okay? Draymond Green in 2015, 2016, especially early in 16, he really was like an unknown, you know what I'm saying? Like, nobody really knew him like that, right? So remember that game where they were down big against the Clippers? It was like early 2016. It was like a TNT game, right? Mm-hmm. And I think Reggie Miller and Harlan was on the thing, right? And the Warriors came back and they stormed back basically, right? And everybody was courtside. You know what I'm saying? It was a Clipper game in Los Angeles. The Warriors were like 10-0 at that point, right? So
that's what Reggie was hating on the broadcast. I remember.
Yeah. So they come back, right? And they win the game, of course, right? And one of the things that I saw from that game, and at the time, I thought it was cute and I thought it was adorable, and I didn't think of it like we're probably creating like a monster right now because Draymond, after the game, you know, like when you have like a A1 star, like you have like a Bron and you have like a Kobe or whatever, right?
Right.
And after the game, they may or may not go talk to a celebrity here and all of that.
He was trying
Draymond,
to dap up Jay-Z or something, right?
Draymond was dapping up everybody. Bro. Like
Yeah,
he was
I
having
remember
a
that.
whole, he was dapping up everybody, and I was like, "Oh, that's cute, Draymond." You know what I'm saying?
Is that the
But
big
this nigga
time?
was, bro. Draymond was walking around like he was a fucking president, bro, and I was like, "Look at this motherfucker, bro."
Mama,
Yo,
I made it. Mama, I made it.
bro, Draymond was walking over there like
He was big
he
time.
owned the club, you know what I'm saying? And he was greeting like a fucking. That's how Draymond was walking around, and I was like, "Oh, that's cute, that's adorable, bro."
Right. He
He
was
was
running around like
Now,
Pac.
bro,
cheesing, pearly whites all
now,
out, just cheesing.
now, I want to fucking strangle him, bro. Like I literally want to fucking strangle the dude now. You know what I'm saying? Because he, like a lot of shit that he does, bro. It's like the me thing, right? And
Mhm.
you know, like you have like that one dude in high school, right? Where you know, he's kind of like a rebel or whatever, and you know, he's kind of counterculture basically, right? But then he starts talking to like one of the bad bitches in the school or whatever, and then he just like switches up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So now, like, instead of him like not wearing like certain things, and all of a sudden you see him going in and he's wearing like name brand this and he's all fixed up and shit, and now he's with the cool kids though. You know what I'm saying? And
Bro, that's
now
it.
he's like the
Exactly.
biggest fucking asshole ever. You know what I'm saying? That's who Draymond is, bro. That's who
Right.
Draymond is.
You
He's
guys
with the
Have
ever
you
cool kids
have
now.
you guys ran into any Draymond stands on the TL?
Not
what's
lately.
up?
Okay, like they always be in my mentions. This is one particular dude. He's a good guy. I'm not hating on the dude at all. But I just wonder what his perspective is because I think he believes it's more about Draymond having the Warriors be the Warriors versus Steph. Because he posted a tweet the other day saying Draymond is the only player with 4 rings, 2 gold medals, and something else besides, Michael Jordan. And I'm like, are you saying Draymond Green is the Michael Jordan of this Warriors dynasty? And each time I have any kind of critique about Draymond, he's always there to, repel against that. And I'm like, how can you defend some of these actions? I'm like, so that's going to be another battle I think that's going to come on the horizon, is
Yeah.
you're going to start to see
Lee,
these dudes who are
so
great
L,
Lee,
things.
LDOT, I think before you come up here, I kind of mentioned that some of these guys who look at like the numbers, like the numbers and stuff like that, and the Steph Draymond on-offs are just like glaringly more positive when they're both on the court versus when one of them is off the court. Like, so they'll try to explain it with like numbers and basketball sense, but at the same time, I said fuck that shit. Like, I prefer mentality, man. Like, this guy's not mentally here anymore. He's mentally in podcasts. He wants to go hang out with LeBron. So it's like, I understand the he's a massive positive when he's on the court, but like, there's more to basketball than just that, you
The,
know?
the, the thing
Lee,
is
have you?
with me, and
Go
I'm
ahead.
sorry, Mo, I'll say this real quick about
Yeah, go
Dre.
ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, I always felt Dre was very important to this dynasty. We wouldn't be a dynasty without him. But I think you put AD in that role, we would be a better dynasty. He's
Way
not
better.
that irreplaceable. David Lee, when he was starting, we pushed the Spurs to 6 games. We didn't even have Klay Thompson. Draymond was coming off the bench. And David Lee, what he did, he provided an offensive threat. They would do pick and roll with David Lee, and he would hit that pick and pop from the free throw line, elbow, all the time. I never forget that. And he got to a point where he got injured, and he was never the same player again, and Draymond took his place at that point. But I think if you groomed any particular player in Draymond's position who had more offensive talent without the headaches, I think the Warriors still would have been a dynasty. I think what Dre does defensively is generational, but I don't think it's generational to the point where it's like, oh my God, it's irreplaceable. If you had a dude who was a little bit more offensively gifted and gave you like a positive or a good defensive presence. Like I said, if it was AD in that role, we wouldn't lose 2016.
But Lee, so I've always thought about
AD,
this.
if we have AD, Steph has like 5, dog. At least 5
At
minimum.
least.
Minimum 5.
At least.
That,
Because the thing is with him, he'll have agency because, the media don't kill, players who are actually teammates of Steph. They only get killed if you're a teammate of LeBron. Steph empowers his teammates to be better than what they are. AD is already incredible talent. So he would have been empowered to really like carry teams during playoff moments. He would get the credit that he's been looking for if he played with the Warriors instead of the Lakers.
LDOT. So what's AD's career points per game since he's joined the Lakers? Because if he was on the Warriors, bro, with all that spacing and stuff, he'd damn near average like 28 points per game, bro. He would just fucking eat in the paint.
Steph
Easily.
AD pick and
He would
roll would
eat.
probably be the most efficient shit ever.
It'd be
Because I don't know how
generational.
you guard that. I don't know how you guard that shit. AD's
It'd be
like a
gener-
generational roller to the basket. Steph, you have to double him almost every time. Otherwise, he's literally getting a free pull up every time.
Bro,
So
the games that the games that AD have that are bad, he's Draymond defensively. We get that every night from Draymond offensively. So if
exactly.
we get that once again, we're still gonna win. That's why I'm like,
So K Money has this question in the chat right now, Lee, where he's like, do you think Steph will be okay with the trades after not doing it before, or will Lacob and Dunleavy just do it anyway? I don't think y'all are listening to
well,
Shadow. Shadow said it's out of his hands. Like when that lady was saying the reckless shit to the guy, and she said like some racist shit, right? And the guy was like, "It's out of my hands now. It's in God's hands," right? Like,
I remember that meme.
it's out of his hands now, bro. It's out of Steph's hands. It doesn't matter, right? Like, it's literally out of his hands now.
Do you guys remember a story when Draymond told Steph to like Steph comes back from injury against Portland? Iggy told this story before on a podcast with Steph, and like Draymond was like, "It's not the Steph Curry show and stuff. Pass the ball and stuff." And Steph's like, "I'm gonna shoot it again." And that always I always go back to that because I'm thinking, imagine if these guys were on Steph's level ability wise, they probably would be talking down to Steph all the time. They're just lucky that Steph's this good and this
They talk
humble.
down to, so you can tell Draymond thinks like he's on that level, like the shit that he does, right? And don't get me wrong, like it's sports and you have to be competitive and all of that stuff, right? But the shit that I see Draymond's family say, and the shit that I see he says, and the shit that I see him let fly in his presence, there's a little bit of envy there. You know what I'm saying? There has to be. There's no way.
Do you remember when Draymond's mom was on Twitter?
Yeah.
That kind of revealed everything to me because there were times where Steph stands were going at her or whatever, and then Steph will have a bad game and she'll comment on it. She'll make some side comment. And then there was a meme of Steph of like this crackhead dude who looked like Steph. And then she posted it up and commented underneath it. I was like, oh, that kind of reveals to me like the kind of conversations that be going on in that household about the team.
I
So
think she
you
jumped
are-
off the timeline after the Jordan punch happened. I think she was on the timeline in the 2022 season. Even after the finals, she was like saying she was pissed that he wasn't playing well. Then when he did play well, she was happy about it. I remember after that summer or in the autumn or the fall, she jumped off after the Jordan Paul Draymond thing happened. I think
Bro,
that's when she stopped using
the
Twitter.
unfortunate part about Mary is that Mary is really fucking nice. You know what I'm saying? Like,
You know her, innit?
oh yeah. I do know her. Like I've met her before. I've chopped it up with her. Matter of fact, when I was at the game the last time, I actually saw her and I was talking to her. She's really nice, bro. Like really, really nice. Really, really nice. The first time I met her was like years ago, like in person. Me
It
and
was
her
at the
used to talk,
Chicago
like,
Bulls game, right?
yeah, bro. It was like it was like 17, like March of 17 at the Bulls game. And I brought my cousin there. I brought my cousin there, and
Eric,
and, huh?
Eric, don't beat around the bush. You was almost a stepdaddy. Let's get this shit over with.
So my cousin came in here the other day, right? And my cousin was talking. The cousin that was
That was
talking,
wild.
that's who was at the game with me. You know what I'm saying? And we like met Draymond's mom together. And then Draymond's mom looked at me and she's like, "Who is this? Your girlfriend?" You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's what Uncle kept saying. She was really, really nice. She was really, really
oh
nice.
shit. Yeah, bro. So she saw her, bro, and like my cousin is like light skinned. You know what I'm saying? Like the kind of girl that like an NBA player would talk to. You know what I'm saying? And she sees me come down there with my cousin, and she's like, "So hold up, like what's going right?" So it's almost like she immediately looked at me like, "Hold up, who the fuck is this dude?" You know what I'm saying? Like, right? So yeah, like me and her got to talking, and we had like a decent conversation or whatever, right? But yeah, like but after that, I think I had some slanderous tweets about Draymond, right? And then that was it. You know what I'm saying? So but that's how much Draymond like irked me over the years, bro. Because I am a big Draymond fan. I understand exactly what he does, bro. But the extra shit, bro. Oh my god.
You remember when he had Steph on his podcast and he was trying to say like, this dynasty isn't Draymond can't be Draymond without Steph. Steph can't be Steph without Clay. Like it's
You're
the
right.
three of us. I'm like, bro, like, and Steph's gonna sit there and laugh, of course. Like,
Steph's
yeah,
nodding.
Draymond, like, yeah, Draymond, it's us three. But like, bro, in his head, he's probably like, the fuck you talking about, bro? Like, I drive this boat. You know
No,
what I'm
but
saying?
Steph will
Like,
never do that though. Steph will never do that because I think he understands psychologically who these guys are. And Steph almost does the thing where like, he doesn't need to constantly validate himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Steph and Draymond, Clay and Draymond, they constantly need to validate themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the top 75 thing. He needs to
Yeah.
validate himself. Draymond last year validates himself because of the contract stuff, right? So it's like those guys have to constantly validate themselves. Bro, look at Klay Thompson in this stretch right now, bro. Look at this.
bro, last year in the playoffs, he's talking about a contract in the playoffs. Like,
Okay, Kevin, I'm glad you brought that up, bro. Think about that.
Right before the
So now
playoffs.
that we're in a situation, right? We're in a situation where Klay is talking about a contract in the first game of the playoffs. How selfish does that look now? Think about that, bro. So now that we have some time and all of this stuff happened, how selfish does that look? We're in the first game of the playoffs. Motherfucker's talking about a contract, bro. Leak to Woj. Klay Thompson. Blah, 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 blah. Free agent. Like the first game of the playoffs, bro. That what would you say in that? Why is that
On
getting talked about?
April 2023, on the eve of the first game in
The eve.
Sacramento.
It would have been nice if it was the eve. It was the day of, hours before the
He,
Oh,
game.
he's
wasn't it?
like
Oh, yeah, it was.
he's
Yeah.
like, yeah, we defending champions. We trying to win another championship. But hey, guys, I got to get paid. Don't forget that.
They tried to
Dog.
ask him about the Slater and stuff. Tried to ask him about it, and he tried to blow it off. And I said, "I'm thinking about the playoffs, and if we win a chip, then obviously everything's gonna come my way after that." That's what he said at the time. That's what I remember.
And then the motherfuckers start talking about all-stars and shit later
That's the whole
on.
problem, though. The approach was wrong from the beginning. He's thinking about the wrong shit, and that's what seeped into his play. It's the same shit this year as well, man.
and if he came out playing well, then that is like, okay, you talked about a contract, like you're playing for a contract, you didn't sign the deal, okay. Now he just looks fucking stupid. I'm sorry, he looks so dumb right now. Am
Kevin,
I the
he's in
only
a
one that
dangerous
thinks that?
position, though. He's in a dangerous position because he might end up getting way less because he's saying, "I'm in a prove it year. I'd rather prove it in the season and show what I'm worth." But now he's shooting his way down and his value's going down, and he's
Can
doing
I
it because teams
can
are
I
watching
ask
him.
this? Can I ask this?
Yeah.
Has Clay and Draymond, like, have they always shown these type of selfish tendencies and we just didn't pay it no attention, or are they
Yeah,
just switching it
they
up
have.
now all of a sudden?
It's always been there, bro.
Come on, man.
To keep it stacked with you, it was
Bro,
always there.
think about this. When is Klay Thompson, other than 2019, because 2019 he got hurt, but he's having a good NBA Finals. When has he had a good fucking NBA Finals, bro?
I said this before.
When?
You're
The
spitting.
the
You're
closest
When?
spitting. I said
one
it.
was probably honestly 20. Oh shit,
2016 wasn't good outside of one game, bro. No.
yeah, that's why. No, I was thinking 2017, but then I forgot it was only game
His
3.
defense was very
He
good in
wasn't. He
2017.
wasn't great in 2015. He wasn't great in 2016. 17 and 18 were the Steph and KD show, right? 2019 he plays well, but then he gets hurt, right? We probably win that if he doesn't get hurt. But
Yep.
then 2022, he's a fucking cone out there. Like he shoots like I think he shot like 35% from the series for the series. Like hit a couple clutch shots in the closeout game, but like the guy is not like I just don't get it, man. And I love Klay Thompson. Like I love Klay Thompson. What he did and his shooting and the Splash Brothers, all that, and the defense, who used to guard, the best opposing guard on the other team on a nightly basis and give us 20. Like that was Klay Thompson. But when you look at the totality now, especially the last couple of years, the whole thing with Jordan Poole and this contract stuff, I'm done with it, man. Like he's never performed well in the NBA Finals. He's talking about a contract, and he can't fucking shoot the ball anymore. So what is he? What is he now?
He's
So
just there
that's
for the vibes, I guess.
Icy, bro. It's an icy situation, you know.
It doesn't
Yeah.
help that Steph is going to defend him no matter what. So
Yeah. Steph can't defend an expiring contract though. Not with a second apron looming. You know what I'm saying?
nasty word.
But we lose 6 games in a row. We win 6 games in a row. It's fine. We'll get it out the mud.
You guys are gonna get Houston on a back-to-back, so that's a dub.
Yeah, we'll be fine.
All right.
But here's what's going to happen today. So Manu and Jim and Dre are about to do something this afternoon. Dre's going to do one of the games, and then we're going to get into Laker therapy.
Oh my god!
I don't give a fuck. Laker therapy is happening.
Hey Matt,
How many?
We're
Matt,
not losing to the
Fucking happening, dog.
Matt, let me set a screen for you, Matt. Clay Nation just asked a question real quick. You gonna answer it before you end this?
What? Go ahead.
No, look in the chat, Clay Nation.
What did he say? What are we getting for him?
Yeah,
My question is, what we getting for him?
I'm setting a screen for you, Matt. Hold up.
What's the question?
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
We'll address that later. It's fine. I'm not about to,
All right.
But thank you, everybody. We're here, and we can gather like this, and we can, we can console each other because,
Yeah, this was fun on a Sunday
Bro,
morning. Just kind of let
bro, hold on. That was like levels of losing last night. You know what I'm saying? Like that. Somebody texted me this, and they're probably in the chat right now, and they texted me and they're like, "I cannot fucking sleep right now." Like,
Prime.
no, it's not Prime. It's not Prime. It's somebody that never comes up. You know what I'm saying? But me and them are like, they're like family at this point. You know what I'm saying? They never come up.
That's a damn shame.
They're probably listening to this right now, and they're probably like not even sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Because that text that I got was hella early. You know what I'm saying? It was super early this morning, but we're gonna get through this, man.
Playoffs was
I'm
way
sure
more
gonna get
stressful last year.
Hey, last question.
Yeah.
Under or over 50%, OKC gets a chip in 3 years.
Ooh, that's a good question.
With all
They're
the
a good team, but-
with all the picks they have, they're not going to extend Giddey because you can't extend Giddey. But they have so many picks where you can actually trade for another superstar next to SGA and Chet. I see a chip 100% happening in the next 3 years.
I don't know about a chip, but I know they'll probably make it to the finals at some point.
Let's see how they do in the playoffs first. Then we can make a conclusion.
I would get Josh,
If they go to the finals, they're winning the chip, bro. West will run the league.
I would get Josh Giddey.
Oh, I know.
Get Josh Giddey and the Warriors.
Irk thinks Josh Giddey's like LeBron.
Bro, I don't think he's like LeBron, but a guy that can dribble, pass, shoot, and he's like
I fucking
6'9".
hate the two guys I hate on OKC the most is Josh Giddey and Lou Dort, man.
Bro, Josh Giddey is good, man. Josh Giddey is good.
He just
If you can't pay Josh Giddey and say we trade for Josh Giddey,
that's actually possible. Josh Giddey's not expensive as you think.
I would trade him and then pay him, bro. Like, I think he's that good. Just saying. All right. Let me get out of here, bro. Everybody have a good morning, man.
All right, bro.
All right. I'm gonna go back to sleep. I need sleep badly.